Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Sinasoid Pro Audio Couture. If you're not playing a Sinasoid cable right now, then you must be playing something else, or you don't play guitar.
I think you should listen to the podcast in a way that requires you to use 1/4-inch cables to run your speaker rig. So that
I heard this podcast sounds best through Sinasoid cables.
So that you have to use Sinasoid cables to listen to the actual podcast to improve your podcasting experience.
I prefer listening to this podcast with a cassette adapter for that true analog sound.
So
I need to get a Sinasoid cassette adapter.
Gotcha.
Do they make that?
They probably will now.
All right, check out
SinasoidCassetteAdapters.com.
Oh, great.
Head over to Sinasoid.com. Check out what they got. Very cool place. Lots of cables. They just got a whole bunch of different colors of Tech Flex.
It's short for technical.
Hey, y'all,
flex.
Tex Flex.
Tex Flex from Texas.
All right, go check them out. Very cool stuff. Tell them 60 Cycle Hum says hi.
Hi, this is Ryan.
This is Co.
And this is Steve, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar, mic, selling, trading, fixing, mind, playing, review, breaking podcast. Also, we talk about things and other stuff. Woo!
All right,
What?
we're on the podcast train again. Choo choo. Just chugging along.
That was like an NPR. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast.
It's
train.
been a long time since I did an Ira Glass impersonation. Is he around anymore? I can't remember the last time I heard Ira Glass doing
I can't remember
anything.
the last time I tried to download an episode of This American Life.
Yeah, I'm super not into American Lives anymore.
Hey guys,
the Lithuanian lives.
Yeah.
this is Ira Glass, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum. Welcome to the podcast train. Choo choo.
I don't even know the reference that you're making.
Today on 60 Cycle Hum, new Inner Circle members and the people who love them.
Oh yeah, let's do this first. You know what? We didn't do it last week. We're gonna do this first. I want to thank two guys right now. Nick Viau,
Love him.
probably butchering that one. He's in the best friends level. That's our $5 donation level. He's getting a shirt. He's getting some stickers. He's gonna get a patch.
Oh, secret information. We don't even know if we have those in yet.
He's gonna get a patch when we get him. So actually, the two guys, everyone who's waiting for an order right now. This goes back. Russ Stanzial, Chris Reynolds. I think you're waiting for one too. Kristen Schroeder. No, I think I sent yours. I don't know.
I mean, when we get the patches
Sorry,
in, everyone in Inner Circle is going to get one.
Yeah. So we're actually kind of holding off on the new stuff until we get these patches in. Did I mention that we're getting patches? We're supposed to get patches.
Patches? I could use some stinking patches.
All right.
Did I do the movie quote right?
Spot on.
What? I don't even know what that means. What movie is that?
It's a lot of movies. It gets
Yeah.
referenced a lot.
All right.
I don't even know the
So
genesis
thanks,
of
Nick.
that.
It's a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also,
No way.
Uh-huh. Yep.
thanks to Ethan Anderson supporting us at the Inner Circle
Love
level.
him.
Ethan Anderson, thank you so much.
We all love Ethan Anderson. Let's just get it out there.
If you're interested in supporting the show, head on over to 60cyclehumcast.com and click on support the show to get all the infotainment that you need.
Infotainment. You mean infotainment? What's infotainment?
All right.
Well, it's when
you infer-
Yeah, you infer that something might entertain you.
But you're probably wrong.
Good old infotainment. All right, let's ask what's new. Co, what's new with you?
I got a Cusack delay TME pedal,
Nice.
and that led me to buy a momentary tap pedal as part of the mandate line from DS Guitar
from
Engineering,
DS Guitar Engineering.
and with the polarity switch on it, so I could then take it and use it with whatever
cool
device requires tap. And then I got a chronograph in the deal to take on the road show with me.
Nice.
And then some to sell on the.
Oh, you got some to sell.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there you can use them in your car if the clock breaks down on your clock radio. You can use one of those
Yeah.
to keep track of time.
You just need to put a 9-volt tap
You
in your car.
can set it to you can
Easy.
set it to countdown mode or stopwatch mode and see how long you've been driving.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I really want to remind myself of
Yeah,
on 6-hour drives.
How
How
long
long
you've been
I've been
driving?
on the road.
just like you look down at the clock and it's flashing like 2 hours and 34 minutes. And you're like, okay, I'm going to look at this again in another hour or two and I'll know how long I go. And you just stare at the road and your eyes are getting dry and watery. And you look down and 2 minutes has passed and you're just like, ah!
Yeah. On the last trip out, my brother asked if he could sleep for the first leg. And I said, yeah,
maddening,
sure.
right?
No problem. And less than 15 minutes later, he woke up to me hitting the bumps on the side of the road. And so we switched.
I did a long drive in the middle of the night
dude.
up to the Eastern Sierras, which is like an 8-hour drive. So the plan was when I got tired, I was just going to wake up my wife and she was going to drive for a while. So I'm driving through the desert, literal middle of the night, left at like 11 o'clock at night and just drove straight through. I'm in the desert. There's no lights out there. There was no moon that night.
Yep.
So all I had was 2 lanes that I could see of road and then the bushes on the sides of the road, like that long desert drive out on the east side of California. And my wife would only wake up the couple of times that I murdered rabbits.
Oh my God.
Because they run out into the road.
Yeah.
They see you coming and they just run out and then they like bump on the bottom of the car and it's like, thun, 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 thun. And then she wakes up and she's like, what happened? What did you hit? Are we dead? Are we going to die? No, honey, I hit a rabbit. And she'd be like, oh no. And I fall right back asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So yeah, it's tough those long drives when there's no one there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All that to say, I got the mandate tap switch for my new delay.
That's a fairly recent line for them, right?
The mandate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's surprisingly small.
Real
I should have
small.
brought it.
Is it one of those little cube enclosures?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
It's
tiny.
Really tiny. I was surprised how small the chronograph is, too.
The chronograph is very small. I've been
very
running
cool.
my chronograph on my board like, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All
I
the
didn't
time.
realize Daniel's been getting like. Does it come with barefoot buttons?
No, that's an add-on.
That's just on the. Oh, it's an add-on.
Yeah.
Check this out. He's like
Yeah.
taking that laser engraving to the next level.
Yeah. That's his whole thing right
Like
now.
so, he's like got all these different. That's super cool.
He wants to theme it like his whole line, like they're power-ups, like for a video game.
Yeah. But yes, that's my new thing. I also got that bone shaker from DoD.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You get like that $49 deal?
Yeah, like months ago. And then one day it just randomly showed up at my door. Which is cool.
That's the way
and then your
shipping
wife's
works.
like,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of my life now, which is awesome.
Yeah, Bone Shaker used to be my gang name.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were Ryan the
When I
Bone
was in a
Shaker
gang,
Burke.
you know, they're like, oh, here comes Bone Shaker. He'll pick you up and shake you. That's why they call him the Bone Shaker.
But,
So how do you like the Bone Shaker?
It's cool. It's surprisingly fun.
Oh, I bet. There's a ton of controls on that for
There's a ton of controls.
distortion.
I actually just loaned it out to a guy yesterday
That's how much you love it, huh?
at work.
Just
Well, I
giving
mean,
it away.
I've got plenty of stuff, and there's a guy at work that's doesn't have as much experience with guitar
Oh, yeah, I
effects
saw you
and
post
stuff.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was asking me how to get a more punk sound out of his setup.
That'll do it.
And he asked me at first if I had a tube screamer, so I loaned him a tube screamer. He didn't like that.
Well, that's not a punk setup.
No.
it depends on your punk.
Yeah, it depends on how you
punk.
It
use
depends
it.
on your
How
punk.
punk are we talking about?
Which punk? Not how punk.
he-
They're all fully punk, Steve. Let's not judge punk.
Yeah.
Did you just assume
We won't
my
get
punk?
into the punk subgenres.
That just made me think of. Did you probably did. I don't know if you did. Did you guys listen to the Cooties?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, so the Cooties.
I am a dirty punk. I look and smell
that's
like
the song,
junk.
That's the song I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I sleep on the punk
So
floor.
yeah, so he starts the the Cooties was 2 guys from MXPX.
Yeah, Mike
And,
Herrera on guitar
yeah.
and vocals, and Tom was on drums.
and 2 guys from the band 90 Pound Wuss.
Yep.
And that was just like the stupidest band, but they had this song called "Dirty Punk," and it starts off. I'm a punk. I'm in a punk band. When I eat breakfast, I eat the punk brand.
Was it Brand or Bran?
Brand. Oh, I thought it was brand.
It might be
Is it
punk brand.
I go to school. My friends are punks too.
Yeah.
It
It's
just
a
keeps
terrific
going
song.
and going, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Everything
just like
is about
everything
punk.
is punk.
I mean, but if
we do what punks do.
If everything is punk, then is anything punk? You know,
I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, if everything is Star Wars, then there is no Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, Mike Herrera later wrote a song called "Punk Rock Celebrity," kind of poking fun at that whole thing too. So.
I don't think I got that album.
MXPX fanboy over here.
Mixed picks.
Mixed
As the true fans call them.
Yeah. Magnified plaid is really
I used to.
Magnified plaid.
I don't think I have it anymore, but at one point I had the Arthur EP.
Yeah.
I bought Element 101, their first album, just because Mike Herrera produced it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the greatest.
The only thing I ever did as far as, liking MXPX was when I learned how to play guitar, I learned how to play that little bass line from Chick Magnet.
That, yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Boom. But there's a lot of things to learn in that bass line.
That was the first song I learned how to play and sing at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson song right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good fundamentals.
The shuffle.
Yeah.
A lot of walking.
You play that song, you can play a lot of shoot, I forgot the name of the band already. Dang it.
MXPX?
Dead Milkmen. You can play a lot of Dead Milkmen. You can play a lot of Dead Milkmen songs if you learn how to play that one song.
Dead Milkmen have been like the last couple weeks.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I need to listen. Made a playlist for Kevin to listen to while he's making my guitar.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I need to put Dead Milkmen on here. Yeah. And so I started listening through their catalog again. It explains a lot why I like the things I do in music. listening back to those albums I loved in high school, I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I don't like good music.
So here's the thing I'm wondering. Since we're on that,
I got a soft spot for novelty, though.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic, I'm kind of wondering, Co. You sort of have a store, but does your store sell Mojo Nixon?
I don't have a music store.
Oh, man, your store needs some fixing.
All right, let's hit up this first ad, I think. This is Rifle Telecaster. This was sent in by Kyle Smith.
The Kyle Smith himself.
Yeah.
Of Kyle Smithing?
Yes,
yeah.
Kyle Smithing. I mean, local celebrity, local to the whole internet.
I just kicked my mic, I'm sorry.
I mean, there are Kyle Smith fan clubs out there. There are Kyle Smith anti-fan groups out there.
Are there?
I mean, people who just hate Kyle Smith. Just can't stand him.
So this is a custom guitar body for Tele Neck USA. Handmade custom body routed for Tele Neck, drilled for 4-hole top load Tele bridge, 1 volume, 7/8 inch output, drilled for wiring, 1 3/4 inch body thickness, unfinished, some sanding required, 2 pounds 9 ounces. Lumber looks to be American elm, cut from storm damaged down trees last winter, handmade in America.
Whoa, of course.
Actually, after reading all that stuff, that I feel like that makes this even cooler.
Steve is big on this patriotic kick right
now. This is
$65.
Somebody paid $65 for this on eBay. This is a guitar. Presumably, it doesn't come with a neck.
I don't know.
Well, it says it fits a Tele Neck, so
it does not come.
There's a Tele Neck in the picture, but that's what I'm saying. It probably doesn't come with it. But it is in the shape of a rifle stock.
We've seen a lot of gun guitars on this show. Usually they're kind of like M16 shaped.
Yeah.
AK-47s. I've never seen an Uzi guitar. I'd like to see like an Uzi.
Be too small.
It's
Uzi,
tiny.
Wait for this. Wait for this.
Oh my god.
I know where you're going.
I'm getting there. Let me do it. Let me do it. No, count of three. Let me do it. I have to get this out of my head right now.
Are you going to say ukulele?
Yes.
I knew it.
Uzi-lele. I need an Uzi-lele in my life. That'd be so cute.
I don't even
and
think this is
threatening at the
funny.
same time.
Oh, watch out. Here comes the bone shaker. He's got his ukulele.
Here comes the bone shaker.
That's my gang name. Were you not paying attention earlier?
No, he wasn't.
Dude, I was surfing the internet. You guys were talking about something weird.
Catching an internet wave, dude. Don't even try. But yeah, I like that it looks like a grandpa's rifle, It doesn't look like some sort of Ted Nugent killing machine.
Well, I think it's also a little more interesting
with
because
the Nuge hate.
Yeah.
Nuge hate. I'm pretty sure the Nuge uses a crossbow.
He uses guns too. He loves guns.
I think the thing that it maybe makes this a little more palatable is that it's like
someone make a meme with a picture of Ted
unfinished.
Nugent. And it's just a picture of him, and it says, "I love guns." Go ahead, Steve. Sorry for the interruption.
All right, I'm done.
Are
No,
you
you're
really
not.
sorry?
Come on, lay it on me, man. You were speaking with passion, and I interrupted
No,
you. I'm so
I was
sorry.
just saying, like, you kind of said, like, oh, this is the grandpa, the grandpa rifle.
Yeah, he sits out in his rocking chair and just kind of sits there, like, strumming his gun guitar, just waiting for something to pass by that he can shoot at.
I think I think that's part of what works, but I also think part of what makes this, I was saying, more palatable is that there's no hardware on it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're looking at somebody who made a gun stock, and it hasn't quite made that crossover yet.
Right.
And I almost wonder if somebody was selling this exact same thing, but it was like fully like rigged out.
Like if you check this guy's eBay store, he's got a bunch of gun stocks that he made.
This one didn't make the cut.
If this had the pickup and the hardware and everything, and it was like ready to go, I wonder if I'd be like, oh, that's awful.
What it needs is a strat trim, but the bar on it, or a Bixby, the bar on it needs to have the little bit from the slider lock in there. What's that called?
The bolt.
The bolts. People are gonna think I'm a dumb guy who doesn't know guns now. I just
You live in California, Southern California,
just some kind of California fruitcake.
I shot guns before, guys. I gone hunting. I skinned a deer.
You skinned a deer?
I skinned a deer.
Nice.
I gutted a deer.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, I've done all that stuff.
Hey, your respect.
I just couldn't remember the word bolt. Okay,
my respect
guys?
for you went from here to here. So.
He just you guys couldn't see it, but Ko actually dug a hole in the ground, put his hand down in it, and then he climbed on a ladder and put his hand as high as he could. Yeah. That's the change in respect.
Massive.
He cut off one arm so he could hold it up higher with the other arm.
I stacked both those cabs on top of each other and stood on top of them.
I don't know how you're not screaming in pain right now.
I'm trying to cab climb once. I almost died.
Yeah.
Man.
I jumped off of a cab one time and knocked over the amp.
Yeah,
So.
I had a full stack, dude. I tried to climb on top of my full stack and jump off of it.
Nice.
I only got on top of the first one, and it was way too wobbly.
Yeah.
So I ran across the stage and tried to jump and plant one foot on the kick drum and push off one time and totally slipped. My foot got caught in the drum set and I fell.
That's a good look.
And I was off axis with the mic the whole time I told that. So
would any of you guys play this guitar if it was finished?
No, it looks uncomfortable.
It does look kind of uncomfortable. I think it
can be more comfortable than like a Steinberger Spirit.
It would work good for meadlies like this.
I think it would be doable.
Oh my gosh.
But I look at this and I don't know if it's the camera lens or the angle, but it looks like the neck is crooked.
It's probably not bolted in.
I don't know if it's crooked. I mean,
it looks like it's not going to line up with the bridge, is what I'm saying.
I think what kind of throws it off, what makes it tough, is that the Tele bridge pickup is slanted. So you're not really... Like, you kind of have to zoom in to see where the bridge lines would be. I think that's why the neck looks off.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but like what I'm saying is when I zoom in a little bit and I look at the actual screw holes rather than like the bridge hardware total assembly, it looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
I can see that.
What I'm saying is you're wrong.
Okay. If I was selling if I was trying to sell gun guitars, do you know what my last line on the ads would always be?
What?
I'd be like, smells like gun oil.
Oh.
And then I would include a little thing of gun oil with every sale. And that'd be my thing.
That'd be cool. I thought just be
my
your
thing.
tagline was don't oh never mind. I'm not gonna say it. we got one, it's not really how I feel, it's just something that I thought would be funny, but then I was like,
now you have to say it, Steve.
All right, so what I was gonna say is don't pass up this killer deal. But like it's not even like a thing I actually like feel.
Right. You don't feel that.
I don't actually think that or feel that. I just thought it was funny.
It is a clever line. It's a clever line.
Yeah.
But still, like if I sold gun guitars, I'd include a little thing of gun oil with everyone. And you use it on your strings.
You could finish your guitar. You could
gun stock
do
oil.
the finishing.
Yeah, gun stock oil.
Yeah. That's the thing is like actually if this was finished in like walnut, and what would put over the top is if you finish in walnut and then you put a actual rubber butt end on it. That would be really cool.
That would look good.
Some of the lines don't look like a true gun stock.
No, not at all. The handle's all weird.
Yeah.
but it's close enough. The concept is there.
It needs a thumb hole rest.
You know who this guitar is perfect for? The guitarist from the band Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter.
Oh my
there
gosh.
you go. This is definitely a deer hunting guitar. This is not a duck hunting guitar.
Nope.
Maybe it's a bear hunting guitar.
Maybe
Moose. Yeah, you're definitely going for an animal that's big.
Well, the animal
Quadruped.
really depends on the output of the pickup that you use.
That's true. That's true.
So, you know,
I know that it looks pretty big. Like this doesn't look like a gun stock off of like a 22 or something like that.
if you're going vintage Telecaster, then you're talking varmint. If you go Seymour Duncan, some kind of like hot rail quarter pounder telly, like now you're talking big game.
moose, elk.
You put a destroyer in there, and you're taking down elephants. You're like the guy.
What pickup would you put in there for antelope? Say.
Oh, good antelope pickup. Interesting. I feel like a good antelope pickup is probably like like one of those like Seymour Duncan JBs, like the little like single coil space humbuckers. And just because it's kind of versatile but also powerful.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, and then the obvious choice for safari is the zebra humbuckers.
Oh, of course,
Right.
of course. If you're going on safari.
Yeah.
I hate you all. All right, let's talk about our first topic. We're going to talk about tinnitus.
Tinnitus is how it's pronounced, apparently.
Tinnitus.
I always assumed it was
tinnitus.
Tinnitus.
I think tinnitus is what I've always heard, but more recently I've been hearing a lot of people call it tinnitus, and I'm very confused by that.
So Eric Bailey posted to our group this link that George Takai posted, a video, and it's about these people who have tinnitus or tinnitus, and there's some sort of technique that's been discovered where you like basically put your hands over your ears and then you flick the back of your head really hard. You do it 50 times, and then the people in the video, when they did it, they said that their tinnitus symptoms went away. And
if not instantly, almost instantly.
It seemed the video editing made it seem very quick.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in the group who says that he has tinnitus himself, and he did it, and he said, yeah, it went away for about a day.
Interesting.
So not bad.
So this was something that whoever made this video, they've actually found the suggestion on Reddit, apparently, of all places. I don't know. I have off and on ringing in my ears. It's not all the time, so I guess it's not severe, but definitely like even on not so much on a Sunday morning because I'm using in-ears now, but definitely like on a fairly regular basis, like maybe every other Sunday night, or really anytime I'm at a party.
Sure.
After parties,
parties
ears
wreck
really
my
flare
ears.
up.
Yeah.
I get ringing in my ears for a few hours after like a party.
That's because you scream at parties, Steve. You're so loud.
It is really my own voice that I'm giving myself tinnitus. Well, so we all kind of played the same local band circuit. What's your hearing like these days?
What?
Well, that coupled with the fact that I did road construction, working with jackhammers for a long time, not what it could be probably.
And you're a sound engineer.
No, I'm not. I like to think of myself as a producer more than an engineer.
Yeah.
But no, when I did start working with loud stuff, I took very good care of my ears during that because I did think I was going to be an sound engineer still. So I've always been a big believer in earplugs and earmuffs and anything I can to protect my ears, except for when I was in a loud punk band.
I know, right?
It's funny how like that's the thing, right? Is you're in a band and like you want to be cool and whatever, so you're just like.
Well, and as a bass player, I usually had to stand next to the drums.
Yeah, the drums do it, man.
Yeah,
especially if you have to stand next to the cymbals.
Especially your drummer is a douche, and as soon as you drop your pick on the ground, he like waits for you to bend over, pick up, just to like start slamming on his crash. I don't know any guys like that.
Yeah, me either.
I know a guy like that.
So what's your guys' favorite brands of ear protection, of
Well,
earplugs.
At work, it's the little orange ones that they provide.
The foam ones?
Yeah.
Because you're not going for like trying to hear stuff through it. You're just like,
Get rid of the sound.
yeah. Block it all out.
I've used the. I haven't used it for a while because I haven't been doing anything like music, like live show really stuff for a while. But I was using the Heroes musicians.
Yeah, I was using Heroes for a long
Heroes
time.
I think they're called Heroes Hi-Fi. And I really like those. They're graduated. So normally, like with the foam, you get pretty much like a flat cut.
Right.
But the issue is that with a flat cut, because of the way your eardrum interacts, like you actually end up like really muffling the low end, and you get this like. Blah, blah, blah. So if you're listening to music, it sounds really bad. And I actually started using Heroes during your favorite band days.
Yeah, me too.
And I actually felt like it. I mean, it sounded different, but I felt like if I really like processed it, that the difference was just that everything wasn't as loud. I think they're like the frequency roll off is pretty good on those.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the Heroes, and I would use them all the time for shows. My biggest problem was that I've got super tiny ear openings. Apparently,
right?
Like Ultimate Ears revealed that to me. They laser scanned my ear and they're like, you have super small ear holes. It's like that explains my problem with Heroes because they would just hurt and I could never get them in all the way. But they were super effective sound wise. My big thing now is just toilet paper.
Really?
I'm big into toilet paper for when I'm playing shows because I can kind of pack it as tight as I want. Like I could completely cut stuff off if I want, if I pack it real tight, or I could pack it kind of loose and just like kind of cut off a lot of the high end. And
do you not sweat hard when you play? I know you do.
I do, but not enough. I don't sweat out of my ears. I sweat out of my face.
Okay.
So I've never lost the. I've never had one fall out of my ears. What's that?
The ability to take it out.
I've never lost the ability to take the toilet paper out of my ears.
That's good.
No, but like I feel like I can squeeze it into my ear. It's got a pretty decent cutoff. Like I don't ever get like that bad tickle in the ear when I'm around loud
I don't
stuff
think
with
I
it.
couldn't do that. I'm all.
It just works
for
for
the
me.
Heroes. I've got some dubs and they work decently. I don't think they work as well as the Heroes, but they look cooler.
They have like a mid hump to their frequency.
Yeah,
like
there's something a little. I don't know.
Has there ever been a time where like you guys were in a situation where like, okay, what just happened now? That was just hearing damage. Like that was too loud.
We used to do stupid stuff all the time.
Yeah.
We used to like take the friggin' decibel meter at the church and put it like a foot away from like each one of our amps to see how loud it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then we'd like put it like 6 inches under like the friggin' like whatever symbol Adam was using to keep time. And we'd be like, oh yeah, this is why like this everything's so loud because like we would have practices. Literally, I pulled the sound meter out for one of our practices where we probably were averaging like 110 to 115 decibels in practice.
Woof, that's
in
loud.
practice. And that's including like the bass. Like I was not like.
You were loud.
This is why when people are like, oh yeah, like I need like 1,000,000 watts for bass. I'm like, bro, I did 110 watts through 4x10. I didn't have a problem.
It's just not 110 clean watts.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem keeping up at 110 dB, 115 dB. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't clean. It was a lot different.
But also, it was a really simple like band structure: drums, guitar, and bass.
Yeah,
like
right.
there wasn't
not a lot of frequency competition.
Yeah, you had a pocket of frequency to work with, just fine.
Yeah, say honor wounds my 100 amp, my 100 amp, 100 watt amp couldn't keep up with the two, 200 watt full stacks that I was competing against.
I just had to beat out a PV Classic 50.
It's always funny when I play. I'm in a surf band, obviously, but when I play with other surf bands, it's like all the guitarists have, like a vintage style guitar, vintage style amp, this and that, and then the bassist has whatever like super modern bass amp there is. 'Cause like,
that's how it is, man.
You don't want to lug around a vintage bass amp because it's just not going to give you the kick you need.
Yeah. Old Ampeg flip top or something.
Yeah.
So
I I had an instance a while back, like a year or two back, that was like the worst hearing damage I had like received in in an instant ever, and it wasn't from guitar equipment.
Something exploded on you?
I was playing at church, and we were doing practice, and it was before we were using in-ears when I was back at our old church, your current church.
Yeah.
And the pianist was trying to say something to me while we were playing, and he wasn't playing a part or something. He was walking around setting something up. I was like, "What?" And he looked at me and he like said it, and I couldn't hear him because everything was too loud. The drummers were going or something like that. And so he walks over to me to like say it into my ear, but instead of saying it in my ear like a normal person, he screamed it as loud as he could. Steve's rolling his eyes because he knows this person. And in that instant, I got that like eardrum ripping, like
you can feel it.
bad tickle in my ear. And I like had to like backstep from him real fast. And I was like, holy hell, he just like ruined my ear. And it was ringing for like 2 days.
Do you remember what he told you?
No, I do not remember what he told me. It was probably like, I can't find my cable or something like that.
Something
worthless that didn't matter.
That I guess that's one thing is like, you know, hearing damage takes a lot of different forms. I've been having this thing lately where in my left ear, like every once in a while, like and it's probably only happened like once every couple days for like maybe 2 weeks, but my left ear, I swear, like just like the sensitivity like drops down to like half of my right ear. Oof. Which is weird because my left ear I generally consider my good hearing ear. Like it's the ear where like I'm used to. I talk on my phone in my left ear,
right?
You know,
if you try in your right ear, it sounds different.
Yeah, it's my comfortable ear. So for it to like go down, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like it's very disorienting. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming like you guys have all been to shows too, where it's like when we used to play shows, especially early on, like the first year or so that we were in a band together, like when we played a show, I probably would have ringing in my ear for 2 or 3 days. I would guess.
I would usually have it pretty bad, you know, the night of coming home, laying in bed, and just having that like, oh yeah, good show feeling, and then the ears are just like.
Yeah, there's been a handful of times where the next day I would wake up after going to a show or playing
either
a show
gone to shows or I've definitely gone to shows or played shows where like we'd play a show on a Saturday and on Tuesday morning, like I'd wake up and still have ringing. And by Tuesday night, maybe I wouldn't, but it's definitely like 3 days.
Any show I ever saw at the Casbah, I walked away with ringing ears. They run stuff stupid loud over there.
So when I went and saw Dinosaur Ghost at Tower Bar.
Oh, okay. Those assholes were loud, huh?
Yeah, the band before you.
Oh, yeah.
That punk band, man. They killed my ears.
Yeah. Was that band that had like 3 half stacks or something like that?
Yeah, this lead singer with the half-shaved head. The other side was like shoulder-length hair.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had a panther tattooed on this side.
You played a show with Skrillex and you didn't tell me?
Oh yeah, just me and Skrillex were always playing shows together. You know, he opens for me, really.
They were skipping outside later going, Steve doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, me and Skrillex, we held hands out by the dumpster and we looked into each other's eyes and we were like, let's never tell Steve.
And then you both were like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Good one.
Yeah, all I can say, I guess, is if you are part of our younger audience and you're looking at starting a band, like, or maybe you've done a few things but you haven't done anything too crazy, like, take care of your ears. I know for a lot of guys who are vocalists, and this is where like the heroes hi-fis, like learning, you have to kind of reteach yourself how to sing. Honestly, like even with in-ears, like I feel like
it's a skill to develop.
Even when you first start using in-ears, you kind of have to like reteach yourself how to sing a little. But it's worth it because you know, in the long run, you think like, oh, I'm 21, like whatever. But it really does. I hate to sound so dad. But it matters. I mean, it's something that like, even if you're like not ever going to be a dad, even if you're like not ever going to be whatever, like it just sucks to like wake up and like go do something and like drop a pan.
Right.
And then like your ears are ringing for like the next half an hour because you dropped a pan.
Yeah.
And that pan just happened to hit the floor at the same frequency that your drummer killed like 15 years ago because they would like hit their cymbal a certain way and your pan just hit the same frequency.
Yeah.
And like now like you're for the next like for like the rest of the morning you're just like oof.
Tinnitus is no joke. Like protecting your hearing is no joke. Like don't wait till you start to show symptoms to protect yourself, kids. Like really just find earplugs that work for you and just be smart when you're playing. Just be smart.
I mean, take care of your hands too.
Yeah, take care of your hands. Take care of your back.
I've already, been getting arthritis in my knuckles and stuff because of not taking care of my hands. I'm not that old.
I think I'm getting arthritis in my fingers because I'm fat.
If I eat too much bacon, I get the gout.
Do you really?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I've never looked it up. But
let's move on to the next ad. I think we've covered this sad subject.
All right, this is a vintage electric guitar. It's a Cortez Flying V 60s. There's not a question mark. I added that in. Where did the Flying Y thing come from?
I don't know.
I think it originally said Flying Y, and then it was...
then I pulled up the ad, and the person had fixed
it.
Anyway,
originally, this was a vintage Cortez Electric Flying Y guitar, an original hard case, both in excellent condition. Cash on pickup, phone calls only. I will not respond to text. This guy's asking $175. I'm surprised this did not sell right away. I looked at this, and I looked at some pictures of the back.
Is it still up and available?
Well, it's in Waxhaw, North Carolina, so... but this is actually a really cool guitar.
There's a couple weird things going on.
There are a couple weird things. There's a signature on it.
Yeah, and then there's some kind of wire coming out from one of the under the knobs and like poking down into the pick guard.
Yeah, there's some like.
Is that a wire or is that a split in the pick guard?
No, that's a wire.
Yeah,
okay.
So there's some weird body damage going on there, but that's nothing that I've.
Also, there's like some art going on with that with. Like a silver Sharpie, like going around the pick guard, and you can't see it in any of the shots that I provided, but there's like some weird like scroll art up by the neck joint.
Either way, $175. Basically, this is a what people would refer to as the lawsuit era.
Oh yeah,
this is a set neck Japanese made Flying V. One of the sites I was looking at was saying that Cortez was the original name of Cort,
right?
Electric guitars. And if you're not familiar with Cort, well, if you own an Epiphone that was made anywhere between like 1990 and like 2004 or 2008 or something, basically any Epiphone that was made in Korea, then you're familiar with Cort,
right?
If basically Cort is at least was one of the major Korean manufacturers in the 90s and 2000s.
I mean, Cort is interesting because you probably have seen like their cheap budget, like Strat knockoffs and things like that, and whatever, like various budget guitars. But then like they make these jazz guitars that are just like over the top, like high end instruments and things like that. Like they make some really high end.
They
stuff.
sell some stuff that's like legitimate. I mean, I don't know if I would call it high end, but it's at least like
it's fancy pants.
$700, $800, $900 new.
Right.
Because a lot of the models that they make for again brands like Epiphone, when they're making for Epiphone, and just different companies, they were taking those techniques and changing the body shape a little and slapping their own brand on it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
from what I understand, Cortez was kind of like the second, I guess, after I think Aria. I want to say.
Sure.
It was like Aria and Cortez were kind of like the two major players out of the Matsumoku factory in Japan. So $175. Is this flippable? Because we got to talk about that flip.
No.
Probably not. Maybe if you put
not at $175.
Maybe you put it on the bigger market like eBay or Reverb, you might find some collector who would like bite down at $300 or $400.
Well, here's the thing. This thing looks like, from across the room, this thing looks like a dead ringer for a Gibson Flying V.
Yeah.
But you get this. I'd probably offer $125 on this and hope the guy comes back at like $150.
I don't think you're going to get it, dude.
Just because of the damage and the paint that's on it.
Maybe.
Like the person did some sort of marker job on it. I'd want to try to get that cleaned up and then figure out that wire situation on the knob, which is bizarre.
Yeah,
I want to
And
know
then-
whose signature this is.
And then flip it, If it was important, they would say in the ad.
Unless they didn't know. Maybe it was signed by Cortez himself.
Cortez himself.
Yeah.
I was going to say Courtney Love.
It could be Courtney Love. It could be Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I don't know. But it is a really solid look. Like, no one's going to look at this and be like, oh, that's not a real Gibson. From
Right.
across the room, it looks like the real deal. It's got the set neck and everything. It's that cherry red.
What would you speculate that wire is?
It's so bizarre. I have no idea. And it's so weird that it tucks in underneath it.
Yeah.
I think that's a hole going through the wood for that too. Like, there's no reason for a wire to go under the knob like that. Do you have any ideas?
No, I really don't have a clue. Maybe. No, that doesn't make sense.
Lay it on me, man.
Well, it doesn't make sense.
I want to hear the thing that doesn't make sense.
What if it was like a spring-loaded pot and that wire actually you pull the wire and so it's like a quick like roll back, but then you let go and it coils back up.
So it's like a doll. You pull the string and it says a phrase. Sort of thing.
But
yeah,
it's
that is a
for your
dumb
tone.
idea. I've never heard of a spring-loaded pot.
Patent pending.
Okay. Coming next summer, Co's spring-loaded pots.
Yeah, why not?
Why not is the tagline. It might actually be kind of fun. Like you pull the pot back and then let it go real fast and like
Yeah.
ring,
Wing, like that. Wing.
Steve, what do you think of spring-loaded pots? You pull them back like a little car, like a rubber band car, and then let go, and it goes back into position.
Why?
Oh, why not?
Because why not?
Why not?
That is a good tagline.
It is.
I hate both of you.
Steve went to the bathroom and missed our little conversation we had here.
I
So, what
didn't-
do you think that
I
wire
didn't
is,
miss
Steve?
it. I think my guess is that it's some kind of attempt to ground.
Oh,
Maybe the ground wire came off the back and the guy didn't know how to solder, so he took a
And
wire,
wrapped it.
around the top, put the knob on it, so it would kind of hold it in place,
that's
and
crazy.
then put it like
That
under.
sounds like a terrible
like, through the
way
thing
to
and
get that
then-
done.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it is.
That's a bad hack. There's also looks like there's some kind of damage to the pick guard underneath the bridge in that photo. Do you see that, like the rough cut on that?
I closed it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know
It's
either.
kinda hard to
So
say.
there's some cosmetic stuff close up on this, which is
Oh,
why
underneath the bridge. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the tailpiece. Yeah, that's rough.
there's some cosmetic stuff on here, which makes me think that I could make a low offer on this and get
All
it.
right. You do that.
Oh, I'm not actually going to do it. It's in Waxhaw.
North Carolina.
Is it called?
Email.
Is it pronounced Waxhaw?
I have no idea.
Email them. Offer to pay shipping. If
I've
I've
learned-
learned, if I've
175
learned,
including shipping.
Nah,
That's a good deal.
I don't
Yeah.
want it bad enough.
That's a good deal.
Steve thinks that's a good deal.
All right.
such a good deal.
So should we let Co ask us his questions?
Yeah, I already got a lightning round. I already wants to know how, what we call state your age and what you call weed.
Are we about to slum it?
No,
Was that in the slum?
Yeah, it's a slum thing.
see, you did it that time.
We're in the slum zone.
No, so I put up, what should I ask you guys in the 60 Cycle Hum group?
This is our show, dude. Why do you think you get to ask us questions?
My name is Coach Schneider, and I kind of do what I want.
Hey, that's a good tagline.
So, why is life the way it is? Asks Jameson Lewis.
Well, one computer loves another computer very much.
Pelican Noiseworks Leon asks, how is Luke going to die in The Last Jedi?
I don't think he's necessarily gonna die.
Well, I already answered this.
Yeah.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hate you.
All right, I'm going to quit naming people that are asking questions because I'm already tired of that. If you ate yourself, would you become twice as big or disappear completely?
Disappear completely.
Okay.
No, I don't like either of those answers.
Why would you change?
You'd be the same. You would be the same mass if you ate yourself.
Yeah, you just
depending on how long it takes you to eat yourself and what ingredients you're adding. Are you cooking yourself? Are you adding butter? Are you adding sugar?
Well, because we all know there's shrinkage when you cook.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of shrinkage when you cook.
Yeah.
You get rid of all that water.
All right.
I was just swimming and cooking. I just got out of the kitchen and the pool. There's shrinkage. Seinfeld reference, anyone?
What's Seinfeld?
What is Seinfeld? Steve wants to know.
Overrated show from the 90s.
Oh! He's not wrong.
We now know that One Day Show will not be successful.
It was a good show for its time.
When will the katana honeymoon phase end? More importantly, does all gear have a honeymoon phase?
I think a lot of gear does. The katana honeymoon phase, I think, will continue until someone does something better. I think, obviously the Fender GT, which we talked about last week, could have been that killer, right? But I think until somebody does something low price that supplants it, or Boss comes out with Katana 2 and just completely mangles the idea, I think,
or improves it.
I'm saying if they improve it, then yeah, the Katana hype will die and it will be replaced.
Knowing Boss and what they do with pedals, they'll just run these amps for 30 years and then they'll come out with a Waza version.
They already have the Waza version. It's $2,500.
Yeah, so what is the difference between the Waza amp and the Katana?
I don't actually know.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. I didn't get to answer the honeymoon question. So I actually own one. So we'll actually have a honeymoon.
We'll go with the broad spectrum question.
No, here's what I'm saying. Like, I'll know that my honeymoon is over with the Katana when I stop using it live. Like, if I just go one day, like, I'm tired of using this live, because I'm still enjoying using it like every chance I get right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having fun using it, and I think it sounds good. But then if I hit a point where maybe my ear gets tired of it, or I get tired of its feature set or something, then I think that's when the honeymoon is over on a personal level for me.
Gotcha. Are you using it church and Dinosaur Ghost, or just church?
I've only been using it at church, but I'm honestly considering using it at my show tomorrow for Dinosaur Ghost.
Okay.
Just because it's lighter and smaller, and I know it can get plenty loud, and I'm not that dependent on a specific clean tone. So I might use it. And I'm going to be at a venue that can mic stuff.
Where are you playing tomorrow?
At Winston's.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Of course, this was like a week ago.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. Yeah, I'm doing like an afternoon show. It's weird.
Yeah. Who has the better alcohol tolerance? Blake says that this is obvious.
Is it obvious?
It depends on what you mean by tolerance. If you mean the person who will tolerate more alcohol going into their system in a sitting,
I think that's me.
I think that's Steve. Steve goes for it a little harder than I do, but then I feel like I've got. I don't know how to phrase it. You got the
long game. He's got the short game.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
I've got my own specific skills when it comes to the drinking. My skill is knowing my body and knowing what it's telling me.
Right. So, I mean, I guess it's like, what does tolerance mean? I mean, Saturday of NAMM, I did 5 beers before entering the NAMM floor, and then another beer at lunch. So
depends on what the definition of is.
Yeah. Let's get into the is.
I mean, I don't mean to like throw that out, but I mean, like, for me, it's a lot of it's situational.
Right.
It is very situational.
Like, if I'm at home, 1 beer and I fall asleep.
Yeah. I mean, typically the way it goes.
If I'm at a party, I can probably go. Typically,
this is like the second time you brought up going to parties. You party a lot,
Steve is a party boy.
Ryan throws parties all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm just saying, if I'm in like a social environment,
having a party right now, you don't even know it. It's inside.
Yeah. If I'm in a social environment, I can go a lot deeper because like I'm running on like a different energy plane,
emotional. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really the big difference.
And then that's really what it comes down to. I do most
Ryan
of my...
has the advantage if he hosts most gatherings, so he doesn't have to drive
I do most of my drinking on the astral plane, and you guys don't even know about it. Like, I'm drinking, like, in, like, whole other dimensions. And when I get back here, like, that booze didn't come with me. So it's like, you don't even know that I was even drunk at all.
You sound really drunk right now. And you've barely had anything to drink today.
I've had 2 Coors.
Steve, Cassidy wants to know how you stay so dreamy all the time.
Yeah, good
How
question.
do I stay so dreamy all the time?
Well, you're stroking your beard. That's
all right.
something.
Moving on.
Actually, I let my hairstylist shape my beard for me. I think that's a big recent secret to keeping it going. I also shampoo.
Is that Christina?
Yeah,
You got Christina to trim your beard?
Christina trims my beard.
She would never do that for me.
This is a new thing because she says that Ben has no chin. So she actually
She's been face-scaping him.
So remember when back in the day, like Christina would always say how she hated beards.
Yeah, now they're fat.
But then she married, well, maybe that, but she also married Ben, who has no chin. So she actually wants him to like have facial hair.
Right.
And so she started like all of her facial hair bearing clients. Like I'll go in like a little scraggly and she'll shape it all.
Yeah.
So this whole like short back, long front thing, like I never really knew how to do that until Christina started doing it.
It looks good.
Yeah, so I've actually like been able to go longer with my beard than usual.
And here's
I
been able to go
I really didn't think you would seriously answer that question.
I've been able to go longer without my wife accusing me of looking homeless, which is the most important thing.
yeah.
Here's my other suspicion about Christina, who does not listen to our show and never will.
She used to cut my hair too, though.
Yeah, she used
Really?
to cut all of
Yeah.
hers.
Cool.
Is that she probably discovered as she became more and more into marriage, is that stubble just rips up a lady's face.
Yeah.
So you
And-
got to pick one. You want a beard or you want all clean all the
Yeah,
time?
you gotta go shave right now if you want any kisses, or like a beard is a lot softer. This kiss will be softer,
Oh my gosh.
is what I've heard, anyways. Like if I'm
Some
clean
ladies-
shaven,
some
my
ladies
wife
got
is
itchy-
like,
some
my wife's
ladies
like,
got itchy faces.
Yeah.
yeah. Some ladies have calluses on their faces and they can just deal with it.
So if you were forced to gig with either a Line 6 Spider or Fender Mustang GT for the rest of your life,
Oof.
death not an option.
Which spider?
It just says Line 6 Spider. We'll say
there's-
Spider 2.
I think you can
I
find.
was gonna say I'll gig with a spider valve.
I
Spider
think you
2.
can find a decent, like workable clean on a spider. I've never heard people say like, "Oh, this spider is muddy." They always just say like, "Oh, this amp
the
model."
Insane channel sucks.
Yeah, the Insane sucks, and this model doesn't sound like anything like it. I think if there's a decent clean channel on the spider, then that's the obvious choice. There's not a decent clean out of the GT so far.
I think listening to the GT40. There are certain genres of music that the amp would be ideal for. Unfortunately, most people don't play those genres.
Yeah.
There were actually some sounds where I was like, oh, actually, like I could hear what the sound would be, like how it would fit on a record. But the problem
Right.
is it's somebody using like a wah pedal to like rock into a section,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like that tone all the time.
Actually,
Yeah, I think unfortunately, the Line 6 Spider 4s weren't too bad from what I remember. I think that by the time you hit Spider 4, my gut says that they had incorporated the Pod XT algorithms into the amps.
Yeah.
I have a
And
feeling
I just got
I could be super wrong.
Spider-Man 2 is the better movie. I mean,
Spider-Man.
if we're judging amps by Spider-Man movies, like,
Right.
you gotta go with the Spider 2.
I like the first one.
I felt like I had a good movie experience with the first one, but the 2 had the best content.
Yeah. Well, as long as Kirsten Dunst was in there, we're good.
I was actually not a big fan of her.
No? No.
That's fine. Okay, next question, Co.
Okay, next question. Who would win in the Octagon?
Which Octagon?
It just says the Octagon
Oh, okay.
between
That
Ryan and Steve.
Octagon, huh? In a battle between Steve and I.
Yeah.
That is a
I
tough
don't know. That's
They
question.
want
Interesting.
they want
Neither-
individual. They don't want you to confer your answer and your answer.
I don't think I could murder Steve. Is this a murder Octagon?
Knockout. We'll
Is
say
it
knockout.
I think Steve would probably beat me.
Okay.
I think I'm.
But I think Steve would be surprised how hurt he got by his own actions. I think Steve would be surprised, like how bad his hands hurt. Think he would be surprised how much it hurt him to kick me when I was down. Like I think he would be surprised by how much.
You think
like,
he'd kick you while you're down? Huh?
Oh yeah, I know it. I think he'd be surprised how much like face damage he incurred when he did that surprise headbutt. You know, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I'm faster than Ryan. No, I know I'm faster than Ryan.
I know you're faster than me.
I don't know if I'm quicker than you.
You got more rage
I
than
might,
me.
I might be quicker than
There's
you.
more fight in the dog.
I definitely have more rage. I've got unlocked levels of rage. I've got levels of rage that even I don't know about.
I mean, they're over 9,000.
But and I think I might have might have more weight than you now by like 10 pounds.
Your weight's more centralized too.
It
You have that
is
center.
very
You have that
centralized.
center of gravity.
Or
where I've got a really high center of gravity.
well, you got to look
I think
at it.
I think
There's
I
two
could take.
different.
I think I could take Ryan in a fight, but I think both of us, given that we're both over 6 foot, that we're both over 200 pounds,
It'd be pretty close to fair.
the right punch we could one punch each other out if it was the right punch, and I don't think that either of us know how to throw that punch on purpose.
No. It would be total accident.
Yeah.
But given that there are no knockout punches, I think I could take Ryan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so too.
Fair enough.
I think about like when
You're probably the stronger of the two of us. I just think I'm the more athletic of the two. So
it's possible.
It's kind of like that whole like brute strength versus
Strength doesn't mean anything if you can't deliver it with the right speed.
That's what I mean. It's the whole brute strength versus like a little bit of like know-how and not a lot, because I haven't.
If I
been
could
in a
get
fight
you in a
since-
hold, I might be able to hold you.
yeah,
Let's say
you might
that-
be able to like.
There's two.
You
there's
could probably
two
get
sides
me
of
into
it,
a
right?
submission. You might be
Yeah.
able to get me into a submission if it was just like straight up like
Boxing.
kickboxing, so you can like bring your feet in, but like
Yeah.
you can't like tackle.
no
it.
groundwork.
If it was MMA, it could be interesting.
Like I always think about myself like in these imaginary fights where like I suddenly realize that the little things in my life that just take me out of commission, like, oh, I stubbed my toe, I just can't function now. Like if someone like punched me in the eye, I'd be like, oh, time out. I need an hour to like process this.
Well, have you? I mean, have you been in situations though where it's like an emergency situation
To
where-
fight?
Not to fight, but any type of fight or flight.
Oh,
type
I
of
see what you're saying.
situation.
Yeah. I'd probably have the resolve to be like, I just got to go through this and probably ignore whatever's happening to me, you know?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Next question: who has a hairier butt? Nobody cares.
Probably Ryan.
It's hairier, but it's lighter. So your hair might stand up more.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody said, depending on how many beers I have, that I should ask you for a ride home.
I think you're good.
Leon wants to know how you keep your beard so nice. We already touched on beards.
Yeah, we touched on
I have
beards
a
all
beard
night.
comb. I actually comb my beard very
Not
frequently.
you, Ryan
Oh, it's
specifically.
specifically me. I just trim it, and then my body produces these lustrous oils that make it shimmer. I don't do any. I wash it with shampoo.
Your skin piss oils.
Yeah, it's my skin piss. I wash it with shampoo every day, like literally every day
Do you?
in the morning.
These are the
Just
worst.
my hair shampoo.
Are there any actual? Oh, I guess there have been a couple gear questions.
PBR versus MGD.
I'm gonna go with MGD. That's my dad's drink.
Mustang
haven't had
Amp
enough
versus
of either.
anything else.
What does it say that again?
Mustang Amp versus anything else. That's
Anything
not really a
else.
question.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna-
Tim Beppelin.
The things that I've screwed around with the Mustang today, I ran it direct into my computer, into GarageBand, and was recording it. And then when I was done, I realized I don't need this amp to get this sound on the computer. I can just use the amp models in
In the computer,
GarageBand
yeah.
and get that same sound.
How anything else are we saying? Like, I mean, I guess contextually, if I had to play a gig and my choices between the GT40 and my Black Star,
Yeah.
you know, I've got a little 3-watt Black Star Fly. It's the Fly 3. That's the model. I'd probably have to take the Fender because I'm not going to.
You need more
play a
headroom.
show. I mean, I guess I could.
more
I
volume.
guess I could plug it into the extension cab, and that'll get me up to 6 watts.
Yeah.
There you go. Joshua Frazier asks if you can send him some pretzel M&Ms.
Well, are they illegal where he is? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. That's just he wants
Send us
them.
your address. We'll see
Is
what
he in-
happens.
is he-
60cyclehumcast@gmail.com. Joshua Frazier only.
Here's my question. Is he in prison? Here's my second question. Do we have listeners who are in prison?
I don't know.
If you are in prison and you listen,
Are you
like,
asking me?
find a way to tell us. I'd love to know. I'm just curious.
Right.
Morbid curiosity.
And
It's
then-
not morbid, but you know what I mean.
Our last one is from Adam Dolhanic. He says, "Who do you think you are?"
I think I'm Ryan. I'm a father, and I'm self-employed, and I'm just doing the best I can.
I'm that guy in that Christina Perry song. I got that Jar of Hearts.
You're the guy with the jar of hearts.
Jar of Hearts.
All right. That's
hate,
it.
I hate that song.
I'm like a butterfly. I want to fly away.
What? God, make me into a bird so I can fly far, far away.
That's a Nelly Fortunato song.
No, she said, I'm like a bird. I'll only fly away.
I mixed it with
I
the
don't
crazy.
know where my home is.
I mixed it with the Crazy Town song.
I instantly went to, who do you think you are, Mr. Big Shot?
I'm not Mr.
Right?
Big Shot.
Mr. Big
All right,
Shot,
do we want to hit one more ad and then get out of here?
Yeah, this was also sent by Joshua K. Frazier. This is a Lincoln Guitars Bitterbird Jr. pre-order 2017. This is a reverse Firebird. P90.
It would be like a non-reverse.
Non-reverse,
Right.
sorry. Yeah. I don't know why they call it the non-reverse Firebird.
It seems like a double negative, right?
If the original was the way it is, why is the other one called the non-reverse? I've never understood that. Anyway, I don't
get it either.
They're looking at $1,750 plus $50 shipping. Is this the full price?
So this reverb ad
That's
is basically
single
like
pickup.
a order a custom and it will be built in 6 months ad. So this guitar is an example of what you could order.
Is that
I
their
think.
wait time right now? 6 months?
I think that's what the text said.
Yeah,
So-
current build time is 6 months. Base price includes single bridge pickup of your choice, single opaque color for body and headstock, 24.5 inch, 0.56 inch scale length, older Spanish cedar body, offset non-reverse type body. I would say I've seen some beautiful Spanish cedar. I'd almost they said that you can change your color and whatever for some extra cashola, but I wonder
Can you do clear?
if you just wanted clear, if that would be extra.
This would look beautiful in a nice wood grain. But this it might be this photo or the angle or just the guitar. This is a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, well, the Lincoln stuff
I don't like
the
black
Lincoln stuff
guitars.
I've seen is really cool looking.
Yeah, see, I've been following them for a while now, and yeah, I love the lines on it.
Whew, yeah, those lines, man. That cutaway for the arm cutaway that goes all the way up to the top horn and then curves down to the bottom bout there.
Yeah.
And it just goes so deep into the body. So slick looking. It just is a classy guitar.
They have a pick guard option for the Bitterbird that makes the thing look like a tuxedo.
I've seen those.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
you've seen that one? Yeah.
I think I like this pick guard better than that plan though. This looks
Yeah.
like a guitar you would play while wearing a tuxedo.
Right.
This is like fancy pants.
Yeah. I think that they kind of lend the market more towards rock
Sure.
players.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're classy looking.
Yeah.
They
super
look like classy guitars.
I've got nothing else to say about it. I mean, it's a super simple concept. One pickup, one knob, just, dig into it rocker. But the looks are just out of control. This looks really nice. It's all Photoshop,
It's not
These
even
models,
real.
it's all makeup and Photoshop, right?
Totally.
The price, I'm never going to be able to afford something like that, but
Oh, come on. Save your pennies.
I'll save my pennies. If
Sell
I
it.
was going to be spending that kind of money, I wouldn't go for a simple concept guitar. I'd have multiple pickups and I'd have a tremolo.
right. Well, you can add
Yeah.
you can add
There's
at
that
least some of
pick
those things to this. But I think that's something worth looking
I mean,
at.
if I was going to spend big money on a guitar, I'd definitely want to have like an integrated fuzz circuit. I'm just saying.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd want it to come in colors like shoreline gold or, like I like just extra glue or all blue or what is it called? What were the colors? I'm trying to remember.
Mostly glue, mostly blue. Take
That's
my
right.
money gold.
Take my money gold. That's right. No, this is just a classy looking guitar.
Yeah.
All right.
They're nice looking. Hopefully I can get my hands on one and bring it over here for you guys sometime.
Oh, you want to do it for your show, huh? You
yeah.
want to get it on the
no,
one day?
I've contacted them about it. So.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to try one out. This looks great. Let's wrap this up. Big thanks to Sinasoid.
Sinasoid.
They make cables and smiles. Big thanks to all the new Inner Circle members and everyone contributing. It really helps us out. We've been spending some money on things lately, marketing. We've been spending money on some new merch that's going to get made that you guys will either get if you're Inner Circle, or you can buy it if you are just a regular listener. And then it's also going to be used to
rabble.
fund some travel very soon, going to Cowerfest and going to Summer NAMM.
So are you both going to Cowerfest?
Nope.
Just me.
Wah, wah.
I'm the travel boy this year.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to do the big podcasting thing at the end of the night?
We'll see.
I think it's probably going to depend on who all's up there.
Yeah.
We don't really know what the...
Doug and I haven't talked about it yet. But
You know what? If you guys... Oh, I was going to say, if you guys do that, well, someone might be able to do it. You should shoot me a text, and maybe I can jump on the old Google Hangs, and we can...
maybe.
Jump in through somebody's phone.
Yeah, maybe. We'll put Steve on an iPad on a pedestal, and he'll be virtually be there.
I'll do it through my...
if you double and record it, then it's like I can mix it in later.
Yeah, I could do that. And actually, if I did a double... let me think.
You might have trouble following like what's going on in the room.
If it was on Google Hangs, I did the Google Hangs through my computer and just recorded voicemail on my phone.
Right.
The audio quality wouldn't be too bad.
No, it wouldn't be bad at all.
The Ringer app does a pretty good job.
Yeah, but then we got to pay for the Ringer app.
No, you don't.
Is it not free? Is it free still? Because
I have it on my phone. I didn't pay for it. Of course, I didn't.
I think you have to pay to be the host of it. Yeah. So the guests don't have to pay, but the host is paying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So you want to talk about the song?
Yeah, this week's song is sent to us by Lucas Ryvers. He's in a band called Young Babylon. He says, we're a 4-piece with myself singing lead vocals and electric guitar. He says, I'm playing a Squier J. Mascis Jazzmaster through a Vox AC15 C2. For the delay part, he's using a TC triple flashback. For the overdrive, he's using a Palisades by Earthquaker that he bought because we mentioned it, and we mentioned it in our demo, and he loves it.
Nice.
Also,
Palisade is a great pedal.
It's a WAV file, so... Anyway,
oh, great.
That's fine, right?
How great a wave.
Oh. Anyway, I believe this song is called Let My Dancing Do the Talking. Check it out. If I can find a link for them, which I should be able to because it sounds like they are active, there will be a link in the show notes to Young Babylon. Go check them out. Thanks for sending the song. And if you want to send in a song, we only have 2 left, which means they will only cover the 2 weeks following this episode. Hit us up at 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com to get your song in the queue.
Later.
Bye.
Peace.
You didn't mean to catch my eye. Girl, I would like to get to talking. Oh, how I struggle with these words. Yeah, I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you. Take my hand. Just feel the rhythm, feel the band. Not good with words, I'll take my stand. Yeah, I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you.